garage, back on the bench. Hey guys, welcome back. This radio here is for Daniel. He sent two radios in, Cobra 29 and a Galaxy DX959. Got the Cobra 29 already done, fixed up, and now I'm doing the other one for him. Both radios came in basically DOA, so the Cobra 29 didn't power up or anything. This one here powers up, but looks like we have a 10.695 frequency display going on here. Okay, so we got no signal getting to our counter, or a bad signal I should say, and so that gives us a no transmit. Okay, you see that light there is not our receive transmit light is not switching, so we have no switching going on. We have no output. Let's see if we have, put the monitor radio on here, 21, see if we have receive. 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, no receive. So, no receive or transmit. Let's get her popped open, do some investigative work here, and see what's going on. But, yeah, right off the bat, now this definitely has had some work done. I don't remember these ever having red. I think somebody switched this out to red. I believe these were always either green or blue for the later ones, or B model I should say. So somebody did that, and then under here, okay, you got chicken lights. Some folks call them extra lights. Under here, looks like 3 LEDs and a switch. Well, the switch is just, just hanging. There's no nut or washer or anything on there, so I'm not sure what you're going to want to do with that. Okay, so right there, that just made a noise just by lifting that radio up. So I don't know if this switch is making contact with something, who knows. Okay, who knows what's going on at this point. All the screws are still in it, so, well, except for that, it looks like you got a screw fell out right there. Yeah, you got all your screws on this side. Okay. Alrighty, see what we find. I'm sure it'll be interesting, and he wants a bunch of work done to it as well, so he wants a bulletproof upgrade package, and we're going to do nitro knobs for all the controls, so that'll be the clear actual knobs, and then the LED ring that'll sit behind the knob to light them up. He said he's going to go with red, so I see now why he said red, because everything else is red. And yeah, so alright, we'll get to it. Alright, we're back. So this one here had a full-blown PLL unlock condition going on. If you guys remember, we had that 10.695 display on the front there. You can see now we got that fixed after quite a search, quite a little digging around, which probably shouldn't have took me as long as it did, but I don't normally do a lot of these type, a lot of guys won't even touch a PLL unlock condition type radio, so I did a bunch of looking around, and the problem was the part that went bad you could not see, so that's what screwed me up. And I really wish I had not seen it earlier, because I was going around scratching my head, and what ended up being was, yeah, I'm not gonna, like I said, you can't see it, but if you guys, if you have one at home or something, you want to check it out. But under the channel selector, there's a couple parts way down up in here, okay, that you can't see. It's literally right under here. There's a choke, and that choke was burnt up, and if I was able to see it, I would have noticed a burnt part right away. But I'm looking at, and I should have known with the voltages I was not getting. I should, like I said, bad on my part, but I said to him, I said, how far do you want to go with this thing? It's got a PLL unlock condition. He said, go for it. He wants to put the money into it. Okay, there's a fried little crispy little jobber there. I don't know if you guys can see that. No, let me zoom in actually. Yeah, so let me try zooming in on that part. I don't know if it's going to work or not. Yeah, it's picking up the stuff in the background, but yeah, if you guys ever get one like that and you get a condition like that, or not getting any voltage over to the PLL area, that could be your issue. So got that done and just fired it up. Had to tune in the VCO to get it to lock on now with the new choke, and let's just see what it's doing. He said this one was hopped up, I believe is what he said when he sent it in. It's all I don't know, somebody did some work to it is what I'm gonna say, without getting too critical here. So here's the actually, let's go over to the scope first. Here's the scope. Key her up. Oh my. Alrighty. We got talk back on or something. I don't know. I hear myself coming through the speaker. So it's all flat top, and you can hear it's real crunchy and real kind of fuzzy. Yeah. Yeah, lots of fuzz in that audio. And then we'll come over here, show what it's doing. I'm going to pull out that external speaker because I really don't like hearing that. So it's keying, let's see, this is all the way down, RF. Whoa, we got about a 10 watt key all the way up. Hello, 1, 2. Okay, let's see what she does on peak. She's probably going to have good peak numbers. You know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She's doing about 45 plus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So, next thing to do is see if we got limiters missing, and then we'll check that out. Another thing I noticed here is somebody really cheaped out, and I guess somebody popped the final, or Daniel, you popped the final at some point. This one here has been replaced. Okay. Problem is, they replaced it with a 13N10. Okay, these are both the IRF 520s right here. So why you would do that mix match like that? That's a no-no. Don't do that. Just put another IRF 520 in there. It's just, I don't. If you're a shop and you're doing work, you gotta, you know, gotta do stuff like that the right way. You gotta. I have 13N10s in stock, IRF 520s, any kind of final pretty much that a radio is going to carry, and then that's why I always like parts radios hanging around. So for instance, like that 470 microhenry choke that I had to put in here, luckily I had a part radio to get that out of. So that's another thing. If you guys have parts radios, Galaxies especially, Rangers, Connexes, stuff like that, drop me a line. I'll buy them off you. I could always use parts radios. If you guys want to even you know, send one in with, say you want a radio done and you have a parts radio too, send them both in. I'll knock you, you know, some credit off your bill for a parts radio, because a lot of these parts, it's just easier to pull it off a scrap chassis than to go ahead and try to order all these parts. So, and some of them you can't really get. So, all right, let's get into this thing. That's what it's doing for transmit. Actually, let me make sure this thing is hearing. So I did not try the receive yet. Let me make sure we have receive back. To put that external back in. Okay, I apologize if this is going to be a little longer video. Ah, hell. Can't get this thing in here now. Okay. Let's try seeing if we got receive. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 audio. Yep, we got receive. Alrighty. Alright, we are back, and this is probably looking a little bit different to you guys since you've seen it last in the last clip. So I don't know if I had mentioned this previously, that he had wanted me to do the nitro knob install on this one, and he already had some lights going on down here. I think you guys remember there was a switch that was pushed into the board, or from the case, that controls these 3 chicken lights here, LEDs, extra lights, auxiliary lights, whatever you want to call them. So that was already done. He wanted me then to do these same color red, so I'll just show you what they look like. Alright, he had the red, this was already done red, this was already done red up here, somebody switched that all out. So I got you all set up here, and then what I did was I put a dimmer circuit back here for you on a control. So you can just turn them right off, or you could turn them up. Okay, and then this is your switch. I had to reconnect and put a nut on it and rewire it. So now it's going to a steady 8-volt source instead of going right to the DC jack. You don't need to do that. These LEDs really don't need you know, 13.8 or 14 whatever volts, whatever you're running your power supply at. Like 9 volts, 8 volts, anywhere between there is actually fine. Which this is actually running at about 9 volts. So and same with these, when they're all the way up, they're doing about 9 volts. But I had to do a whole separate circuit and everything. I'll show you guys that. And yeah, so let me just open this up quick, show you the inside, and we'll be right back. Okay, and here we are with the lid pop. So we got you all reconnected here with your LEDs and the cover, and then here is your separate dimmer circuit that I put in on the back chassis panel back here. So guys, don't try to run these off the off the dimmer control up here, or any kind of the switches up front. They just draw too much current, they really do, and you're just going to end up smoking the pot or the switch. So I actually did a MOSFET circuit here. This is just like an IRF 520. It's basically the same thing as a final, and because we know these things are really switches and not really, you know, RF transistors. So I just did mine with that, and then yeah, so it came out nice. We got everything's oh, he got the bullet, that's why I wanted to show you, that's why I had the lid off. But yeah, he got the bulletproof upgrade done. Okay, so he's got the great big power wires and chokes. He's got the upgraded caps. He's got the if you could see it in there on the side, but he has the upgraded AM regulator, modulation pass transistor, this one, that one, and his AMC circuit's been upgraded, and his SO239's been Loctited and tightened down. He has the Teflon wire going into the SO239 on the inner part. Yeah, I also went through here. I switched out your IRF 520 here, or I'm sorry, it was a 13N10. I switched that to a 520, and then got these all re-greased your audio chip, re-greased your oh, actually I replaced your voltage regulator with a heavier duty unit because it's running all these LEDs now, so I wanted to upgrade that. So I upgraded your voltage regulator, and I think that pretty much covers it. So that is that. We'll get this thing, do some testing with this, alright? Okay, and we're back here. We're just going to finish this video up with a little bit of testing, so just to show you it works for the customer here. So let's just show you some transmit power all the way down. Okay, let me turn my mic gain down. It's doing, this is on AM, doing about 2 watts all the way up, about 8.5 or so, and then we'll modulate into it here. Now remember, with the flat topping and pinched waveform, we were doing about 50. Audio 1 2 3 4 5 5 5 5 5. Now she's holding steady at 40. So I'll take 40 clean over 50 dirty any day. So that's gonna, and then we'll switch it over to sideband. Okay, and then we'll just see what it's doing for sideband. Audio 1 2 3 4 5 5 5 5 5 1 2 3 4 5. So sideband's about 33. Okay, and I did unlock your clarifier, so that's now done. Alright, here we are with receive. This thing's got some killer ears on sideband. So here we are, lower sideband, we're at negative 123.5, and we're still at like 15, 16 dB SINAD. So let's just take it down a little bit more, see where it officially Yeah, it didn't have much left in it, just a little bit. Let me come back up now. I went too far. Looks like 128. Okay. 128, and then you see your bottom left right there. 11, 12. There's 12. Yep. Yeah. Awesome ears on this thing. Just show you sideband quick. Okay. Let me over to AM modulation, turn on. Take this up to 205. Switch the radio to AM. And now I'm going to have to dial this down a little bit because it's not as sensitive. I'll actually bring the signal up, I should say. And yeah, really good. 114.5. So apparently these DX959s, you know, they got the ears. There's your number right there, 11. You'll see it, there's 12. So that's that. Alright, spectrum analyzer is all good. This is a CB, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time doing that. And then going to get this thing wrapped up, boxed up to you, and head it your way. So appreciate you sending it over to me, and appreciate everybody tuning in. Just doing a little quick one here, and we'll catch you in the next one, the Radio Garage. We're off the key.